You must stay at home. The country was addressed and told to stay at home and stay safe. The first day I woke to a country locked down, I gazed through our top window. Sun fell softly over dew-covered hills and enveloped the rooftops. After the wettest of autumns, spring had made her late appearance. But we were all so happy to see her, she was soon forgiven, and the rain swiftly forgotten. I creeped down the stairs. First things first, I put on the kettle for a tea. I open the heavy front door and breathe in deeply. The air is cool, but the sun feels warm on my cheeks. I listen to the cockerel in a neighbouring garden announcing, "It's morning." I listen to the sweet blackbird as happy as I to know golden sunshine has returned. The church begins to chime. Crows make raucous chatter as they force their way into chimneys to nest, feet noisily scratching on roof tiles. I feel the cold stone doorstep underneath my feet and look around me. Muscari are squeezing their way through cracks in the stone steps, punctuating them with deep blue. Bluebells laden on arching stems. My front doorstep garden is new to me. I only moved here from the house over the road a month ago. I much prefer this side. South-facing means natural light fills the house like fresh air in the mornings. It is raised up and gives you a picture book view over the hills. I have crammed this postage stamp space with old troughs, cracking and chipped terracotta pots and galvanised pots in a jumble of sizes and shapes from various markets, junk shops and overpriced antique shops. I had planted them one autumn afternoon under a grey, cold sky. With gusto, I had layered each bulb like a precious stone and wondered how long I would have to wait to see the reward of my efforts, of an aching back and blackened hands from compost and grit. Oh look, my narcissi are about to break through their brown, paper bag-like veils. My tulips have started to bud, as if the sun is a signal to all, go, go, go. Raise your weary heads and greet me. Primroses, Melba, melon, peach, and sunset shades are open. I wonder what else will greet the sun today. I hear the village church clock chime, 6 o'clock. I count along with it. It has become a way of marking time, acknowledging structure. Lockdown has given rise to a fogginess in our own little bubbles. No alarm clocks to reach for and sigh. No time spent commuting and anticipating the long day ahead. No, in fact, I can feel humankind taking a breath. I can feel nature placing her head above the rising water for the first time in my lifetime. Whilst I know there is great sadness, loss, and a 24-hour battle in hospital to save lives, here we are, finding a new pace. I find it easier to relish in this than think of the worst. The sun has turned the sky pink. It lowers behind the large wise oak tree that stands proudly. What is that sweet scent? Cloud in the air. Honeysuckle on the stone wall. I am watering my plants like it is an August evening. The sun has been so hot I can't quite keep up. Someone has strung up festoon lights on the blossom tree. The moon has placed itself into a candy floss sky. I breathe in the evening and wearily seek out my bed. I hear the church clock again. 7 chimes I count on my hands like a child. I pull on my dressing gown and my feet find my slippers. I delight in this new ritual. Tea clutched by cold hands. Front door open, and here I find myself again. The cherry blossom tree looks like coconut ice. The sun rising behind its flowers gives them a glow like no other. The scent is heady. Like old friends, I greet my flowers from the step. Narcissi Talia, as white as royal icing, bow their heads to Narcissi Blushing Lady, a watercolour yellow that fades into blush pink. In contrast, a planter of Candy Prince lilac tulips sit below their taller pot companion, a coral pink, tulip of confidence, which as the sun warms, its petals majestically open like a teacup, revealing deep black anthers. They would be the kind of women to wear a bright pink full skirt and a lick of thick mascara. Wallflowers like tissue paper have opened in pinks and peaches, primroses this time in butter yellow, Blue forget-me-nots froth between the gaps in the pots and spill out down the edges. Narcissi acropolis, like ruffles of double-headed cream, fill the air with their scent. To sit here and watch the world go by has given me a great sense of calm, peacefulness and normality. To watch the doorstep garden change every day, sun unfurling tulips into blousy open cups, bees finding the sweet centre of a primrose, and my sweet peas climbing hazel twigs daily towards the April sun, gives me the sense of time still passing and the world still moving on. In a time with no hugs, no chatter, many a kind passer-by shouting from the path below how they loved my flowers gave me the much-needed human contact I craved. I could take a book to my step after lunch, back leant up against the front door and feet against the cold stone of the wall. Colours surrounding me, giving me shelter and protection. Sanctuary. I walked the field by my cottage. Blousy cow parsley froth lines the lanes. Fields of dandelion seed heads fill my head with dreams, and the woodland carpet of white and green wild garlic that warms in the sun fills the air with its savoury scent. I am noticing time passing and the seasons changing. Have I always been this receptive, or is this time a precious gift? Do not waste this. Look up, look down. What can you hear and smell? While some learn to sew and other bake cakes, I am learning to slow down and observe. Skylarks flutter and sing above me as I walk. Butterflies with orange-dipped wings catch my eye and say, "Look at me." The Garden of England is telling me to take it all in. Rain came. I watched as it fell heavily down. I still sat on my step, wrapped in a fleece. I could almost feel the tulips rejoicing. This was the first of my later flowers, a frilly-edged purple parrot tulip, as dark as dusk, almost rose before my eyes to the rain. The smell of raindrops hitting the warm tarmac road, the silencing sound of April showers nourishing everything in sight. I think of all those that have now lost lives. What is it about rain that sets that melancholy mood? Now it is morning. I rise again and my heart guides me down to my morning tea on my doorstep. I have stopped watching the news. My soul needs soothing in this way. Raindrops from the day before sit in sparkling pools on the surface of tulip petals, on the climbing rose leaves. Buds have started to open. Bees are drinking the drops. There are rainbows pinned hopefully in windows in the village by children. This warms my heart. But my rainbow is here in my flowers. My sanctuary is here in my doorstep garden, where I will never forget passing many a happy sun-filled hour during lockdown, where time slowed, where I allowed myself to tune back in. My fast-paced self breathed again. My mornings, days and evenings centred here on my step.